Good day to you one and all, it is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Just a little bit of insight, when I'm on the road, whenever I check into a hotel, I always insist on having a medieval banqueting table with enough spaces to seat myself and 7 of my trusted confidants, and 2 for staff, or the help, or whatever you want to call them. Obviously, I hadn't intended to do an episode today, and today I'm talking about the behind-the-scenes stuff and the fair usage and fair dealings and all the copyright stuff that we've been talking about. Last time I was in Norway, actually. Seems to be every time I come here, it all bubbles up. But anyway, it's not the ideal place to be doing it. I am in Norway, ahead of a lovely music concert with the Darkness on the road. Sorry, I've been listening to the Gary Barlow audiobook. I'll talk about that in another episode. But this is seriously threatening one of the most respected voices here, Sir Rick of Beato. Anyway, I'll do the theme tune. Justin Hawkins rides again. Again. Please, to dine. Again. So, just to recap, the fair use and... recap, that was a good one. The fair use and fair dealing laws, which allow music to be played for review purposes on YouTube, they aren't really working. Instead, reviewers are being hit with copyright claims just for running even a few seconds of a track. It's something the Professor of Rock has recently spoken about, and Danny Sapko, and myself, and it's kind of boring. It's boring to deal with, and it's not what we're here for. But now Rick Beato, who has been fighting these claims for about 5 years, and even testified about fair use before a Senate subcommittee, has been hit with multiple copyright claims, specifically from UMG. And if he doesn't fight those claims, his whole channel could disappear.
I have 3 shorts, okay, these are under a minute long, that if they go through in the next 4 days, I'll have 3 strikes on my channel. Now, if you don't fight these things, those 3 strikes would actually remove my channel from YouTube. The first one is here. It's an Adam Duritz video. It's a short, and it's using the song 6th Avenue Heartache.
You sang the harmony part on 6th Avenue Heartache.
Oh, yeah. If you want to know how much money this is over, that one video, the 6th Avenue Heartache one, made $36.52 with its 250,000 views. So they're going to take my channel down over less than $100 for using a small segment from an interview with him on a song he sang on.
Rick then goes on to explain that the other 2 strikes are for playing 10 seconds of an Olivia Rodrigo song and a small part of a Hans Zimmer soundtrack, and both of those things are also Universal Music Group. It gets worse.
Today, I open up my email, and if you look at this, these are all copyright claims that just came in, or content ID claims. So they start at 1:04, and then the next one's at 1:04 p.m., and the next one's at 1:04, then 1:18 p.m., then 1:33 p.m., then 2:01 p.m., 2:16 p.m., 2:18 p.m., 2:20 p.m., 2:21 p.m., 2:29 p.m., 2:30, 2:32. Those emails are all in a row. That's how many I got just between 1:30 and 2:30, all those content ID claims from videos that are all fair use. Now,
so, just to explain what these emails are, when a copyright claim is raised, YouTube lets you dispute it through a form, and it's something that we've started to do here on Justin Hawkins Rides Again, but like Rick, with very few exceptions, they're rejected. Here's one from my review of Deftones, and here's one regarding Jack White. You do have the right to appeal, but if you lose, you get a copyright strike, and then 3 strikes, and you are literally out. And that is what Rick Beato is facing. I've interviewed Rick in the past, as some of you are probably aware. But what you might not know is that when we had some difficulties with this fair usage stuff recently, I reached out to Rick for some advice, and he immediately responded and willingly shared his wisdom in this area. I don't think he's a guy that's out for himself. He's a passionate advocate for music, for musicians, and for the YouTube community. And he knows what he's talking about as well. Like, he's built up a loyal subscriber base, 5.15 million subscribers because of his knowledge. And that's a massive audience for labels. It's a massive audience that, well, they're going to lose it because they're quibbling and scrabbling over a few tiny snippets of music, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I was actually shocked by the scale of what he's up against.
I've had probably 4,000 claims over the last 9 years from things that are fair use, where I'm discussing songs. I'm doing interviews with people where I'm playing the music that they either wrote and recorded or they produced. Now, why are these record labels wanting to take down content about artists that have records on their label? What sense does that make? Since we've been fighting these things and never lost one, they still keep coming in. I mean, it's ridiculous. What do I have to do here? I'm sorry to come on and complain, but Universal, honestly, they're all Universal Music Group. Now, if I didn't fight these 3 claims, my channel will get taken down with my 2,000 videos. Is that ridiculous?
Looking at the comments, Rick's rightly getting a lot of support. And I was particularly struck by one individual who said that he'd raised the issue with an executive at Universal Music Group, and that its general counsel was looking at it, which sounds like a weird sort of nefarious imperial gathering from the dark side of Star Wars. And actually, people used to refer to Universal as the Death Star because part of its modus operandi was to just glide through the music trade and sort of devour and swallow up and assimilate smaller music entities, thus becoming the most powerful force in music. So yeah, I mean, it's all a little bit. The General Counsel, do they wear hoods? I expect so. But is anything ever going to be enough? I know smaller creators are being hit all the time. We're being hit, and we started to dispute the claims, and some people have noticed that we're playing slightly longer clips. And that's because we're testing the system. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, in Rick's video about all this stuff, he used the word ridiculous 4 times. So please allow me to add a 5th. It is ridiculous. And Rick Beato, you have my full support. Guys, please use the comment section here to tell me what you think about this situation. I think, obviously, far be it for me to colour your opinion of this stuff, but it's nutty. I think it's just nutty. So I invite the General Counsel to be seated at my banqueting table. Perhaps we can thrash this out here in Norway, have some kind of summit. But that's unlikely. I'm only here till tomorrow. Okay, good luck, guys. Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, do all the stuff. And yeah, let me know what you think. Cheers, guys. Okay.